Hi there, YouTube. Joel from Jonesy's, and it's part 2 of our Land Rover Defender LS swap. We've made a lot of progress, lots of installation details in the video coming up next. So the first thing you guys are probably going to notice is we have ditched the truck intake manifold. It was just not going to work with hood clearance. So we have gone to the Camaro Corvette manifold, which gives us a ton of clearance. You'll also notice that we have it mounted backwards, and that is because you can do that on these LS's, and also the Land Rover has so much space back there that having the air intake come over there is not going to be any big deal. So air intake will come off of a 90, come over, come around here, and then we'll probably mount some kind of inline air filter over on this side. In addition, the fuel tank is on the passenger side, so the fuel inlet will come in. So it just is going to work out really, really nice. And the bonus is that we can retain a truck style water pump as well as a truck style fan. So because of the NV4500 and everything got pushed back, like we talked about in part 1, if you haven't seen that video, definitely want to check it out. It gives us enough room for our LS conversion radiator to come in on this side. The LS conversion radiator is going to have the two outlets, the outlet and the inlet, both on the passenger side. So it'll take care of your lower water as well as your upper two hoses. It's a cross flow radiator, and I'll go through those install details probably in video number 3, the next one. So totally happy with the engine placement so far. Everything is great in that regard. So we started to get our wiring sorted out, as you can see. So one of our conversion LS harnesses, we just fabbed up this little mount here to mount it right there in front of the brake booster for the ECM and all of the engine controls. And then also you can see right here, we fabbed up a little bracket to mount the actual ECM right here up under the driver's fender. So that is going to work out good. We did have to, you can see some of these splices here, we did have to extend some wires that go into the pedal just because of the configuration and the backwards manifold, but so far everything is going to look and fit really, really well. So let's go inside, show you some update. So here we've also been working heavy on our transfer case shift linkage, trying to retain the center diff lock arm right there, as well as the high-low four-wheel drive shift knob right there. So we built this little relocation plate for our shifter. This is just gonna mock up, but it's got 2 bends, relocates it up there, and then we should have pretty simple linkages going down to, like I said, down to the center diff lock, and then back to the high-low range. So we got that taken care of. Also mounted just a generic 12 circuit fuse block, more modern fuse, in close to the Rover stock location. They had a cover over this. We'll probably build some kind of upholstered cover. I'm not sure yet. But then the wires can go right up and out into the engine compartment, as well as come up and around over to our instrument cluster. So talking about the instrument cluster, we are going to, or I should say I'm going to, make a new instrument cluster panel that pretty much just has most likely 2 3 3/8 or hopefully 5-inch autometer gauge clusters, one with a quad gauge and then the other with the speedometer and the tag. Then we'll eliminate all of these idiot lights down here and probably just swap those over to simple LEDs, very similar to what you guys have probably seen in our other builds when we manufacture and we design custom instrument panels. So if all of you Land Rover guys out there have any advice, please post a comment, tell us what you did for gauges and instrument cluster, and we'll definitely check that out. The last thing in this video, and I'm probably going to get some flack for it because this is a 6.2 liter, is we're just going to go with your what I consider to be probably one of the best options for mufflers in terms of sound and or quality. Now, some people just love Flowmasters. Some people love MagnaFlows. I like the Dynamax Super Turbo. I think they sound really good, especially in relatively small cam type applications. Now, the other thing is, since this is an off-road vehicle, it is required to go on state and federal lands to have a spark arrest style muffler, and that can be a baffled muffler. So your straight through MagnaFlow does not comply. Flowmaster does, Dynamax glass mat turbo muffler does as well. So check that out. If you are building an off-road rig and you're going to be going on public lands, you may have to have a spark arrestor approved exhaust and or a baffled muffler. So we are only going to go with a single exhaust. So directly off the manifolds, 2.5 inch pipe into a Y pipe, and then single 2.5 inch muffler and exit in close to the stock location. So hopefully the next part 3 will go through exhaust, and you guys will see some final installation of the radiator, exhaust, as well as the transfer case linkage. And holy cow, at that time, we're probably going to be pretty close to tearing this thing down and maybe not doing some paint, at least some paint on the chassis, at least some paint on the engine compartment. So also make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. Check out part 1, and thanks for watching.